Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing pretty good out there. Just wanted to touch base with everybody and got something that's kind of chewing on my craw or maybe on my mind. We got a call about someone trying to hurt themselves, and it kind of brings me up to feelings about what do I think. Um, I've had friends who have ended their own lives, you know, and I've sat there and I thought about, well, what if I'd called, or what if they'd called me and wanted to reach out, it feels, you feel like, you could have done something for them, and and this one was the person. They reached out and they got something done, they got the help, and I hope everything goes okay and everything goes well for them. I just sometimes don't understand why you make those decisions, to do that. I do understand it, but I don't. I'll be honest. I had one time I've ever thought about really doing it, um, and I want to tell you a little bit about it because if you think I'm a wuss about having that moment, or how I got around it, or how I changed it, maybe it helps somebody. That's how I look at it. About don't want to talk about it too much and get too belligerent on it, but about almost 15 years ago, I was married for my first time. I was 28 years old, and my first wife had a aortic tear, sudden heart attack, kind of a heart attack situation, and died suddenly. We'd been together for quite a bit. We'd been barely married, almost 5 years. She was 30 years old in 2 months. It actually happened 2 months to the date of her 30th birthday. It was a life shattering, life altering moment. I didn't, I wasn't sure how to handle it, and during those stages of of grief, you hit those stages, and some are quicker and some are slower. I hit anger quite quickly and couldn't get off that for quite a while. And there's a point where I had whittled it down to a few people. Myself, my wife, and God. I'm going to say it. Well, I got to the point I couldn't blame her. She didn't want to die. It wasn't her plan to die. So it was down to me and him. Well, I had some friends who said, well, you need to get out. You need to go do something. You need to be, back in the field or doing something. So immediately someone that's a great job was to take me to church. Not my church, but their church, And so I said, what the heck, let's go. We talked, they were talking, and the pastor said, and I can remember to this day, it's been up 10 years since this happened. I'm 42 now. He goes, well, I thought about, I had a plan for my, what we're going to talk about today, but God told me that I need to say something totally different. So I'm going to say that. And I was like, oh boy, this is getting weird all the way to sudden. He turned around and he said, God told me that you can't ask him why he does things. And that moment, something clicked in my head. And it said, yes, you can. And you can do it. And I thought to myself, my grandmother she loved footprints in the sand. And those moments just all of a sudden came at that moment where, I'm going to blame God. It's not doing me any good to blame myself for my wife's passing. And it's just going to end up hurting myself. And I was thinking about doing something to hurt myself. But that moment, I took all that hate and pain that I was feeling and put it on God. It's like taking that load and giving it to somebody else. He says, you can't take. He's only going to give you what you can, and you give what's left to him. Well, I did, and I had family tell me, you can't be mad at God. You can't be mad at God, and I tell people, I turned around and I said, yeah, I can. It's allowed. I don't think he's going to, be upset with me. As soon as I get over it, and realize, it's just life in general, and you'll get over it, things will be better. And, until you get to that point, that's how you do it. I turned around, and I've used that advice for several people I know, and friends and family. Two other things that came out of my first wife's passing was, would you rather someone die quickly and you can get your head around it and they have to suffer through pain, not, them to go on for a longer period of time, and not to say it right, would it be easier for you if that person died slowly and in pain so that you can get your mind around it and hope that they would pass so they'd be out of pain, or they go quickly, they don't feel a thing, and then you have to sit there and be confused about it? I told it to my wife's cousin, and he turned around and he looked at me and he said, I would much rather her go quickly, and I'll just have to live with it. And that's what we both did. It was one of those things that was how we were able to rectify it in some retrospect. And I said that once to another friend of the family who had a father pass away, while he was at work. And she at one day told me that she's an atheist now. And I said, why are you an atheist? Because I'm mad at God, and I'm pissed with God, and I'm mad at God. Well, if you're atheist, you don't believe in God at all. So why would you be mad at something you don't believe in? And that seemed to confuse her quite a bit. And we left it at that. And I know she's back doing something in the church and being involved with it, but I think at that point, that was her answer to her anger about losing her father that way. And I understand that. I can agree to understand that quite a bit. I don't think, I think God at that point realizes not that she's mad at him. He doesn't believe in her. She didn't believe. It was just that, I'm so mad at you, I don't want to believe in you because a person like you wouldn't have this happen to me. And I said, and I don't think he means anything, death is, life. We all got to get it. Life is a incurable disease. We're never going to get out alive. You don't get to take it with you. All those colorful, statements of, don't sweat on it. You're not going to be able to, it's going to end up being, you're going to be in the ground somewhere or something to you down the road. What I'm just trying to say is, when you feel low and depressed, and I'm not a shrink, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not, but I'm a shoulder to listen, to cry on. I'm a ear to listen to, and I'm not going to judge you. You're upset. You've had something that's happened to you. If you look on YouTube and you see this video and you hear it, and it makes a reference, you can message me. It's going to come to me. I'm on all that good stuff. It'll come to me. I might not be the quickest on returning to you, but I'm going to do it. And at least I will make a statement back to you if you message on this video. But, that's kind of how it goes. People are going to go, what do you want to be? Somebody's, help for that. I said, if I can help somebody, I'd rather be that person than not. If we can get, this world goes a lot better if we help each other. And I know there's not a lot of help out here, and a lot of people don't want to help, and I don't understand why, we don't. And that's kind of where I'm, kind of that person. I just, I learned a long time ago, the more you help, You know, it's easier. It makes your life easier too, because, you know, you play it forward. You know, if you help somebody, you know, maybe they'll help you when you need help. You know, and that might be today. You know, this video might be to help somebody today. You know, they will help me tomorrow, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 50 years from now. Oh, please don't be 50 years from now. But, you know, you never know. You know, and I love the chance to, you know, think of that. Maybe I've helped somebody. And, you know, if this makes, you know, telling about a little point where I thought seriously about doing it and hurt myself, then so be it. You know, I don't know too many that, you know, I can't sit there and tell you that no one's ever thought about one time in their life, maybe this will be the time, you know, what would this world be like if I wasn't in it? Well, you know, I want you to be in it. You know, even if you think you're not worth being in it, I want you to be in it, because there's a reason you're here. You know, we might not figure it out, but there's a reason we're here. You know, and, you know, that's not a religious statement, that there's a reason we're here. There is a reason you're here, and don't ever let someone else tell you there's no reason for you to be here. And even when they're mad and they say it to you, you know, they're probably more scared that there's no reason for them to be here than you. You know, and people are like that. You know, I'm 42 years old. I've been told once or twice that I'm a waste of space on this planet. You know, and, you know, then there's days I sit there and said, you know, I've got 2 kids and a wife that would choose to tell you that that's a lie. Mm-hmm. Even though sometimes I think they might be the ones that got a waste of space. But, you know, we all have our good days, we have our bad days. And just remember, you know, as long as we can try to make the good days outnumber the bad days, we'll get there. And it'll be better. And even if, you know, I can't guarantee it'll be good days from here on in, but at least you know someone's out there who would like you to be here. And I want you to be here. Even if I don't know you, I want you to be here. So just remember that. And thanks for listening. And let me know what you think. Even if you just touch base and see it and just say you're an idiot. But I'd rather, you know, compliments, or, you know, say something, subscribe, make a positive, thumb up, whatever. Or don't do anything. It's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm a big boy, and I've been a big boy for a while. You have a great day, and try to stay safe out there. So we all got to get through this together, and we'll make it together. So be safe.